Hello. Happy New Year. I am surprised I'm on today, but we had some downtime. So I'm going to make a very quick video to keep up with what we've been talking about the last few days, and that is the Blake Lively and Justin Baldoni lawsuits. We knew that she was suing him, and we have yet to see a disclosed amount for how much, and if that will be bringing in other people. We discussed how Baldoni's father seemingly put out a statement to the press saying that he thought that there was just some misunderstanding between the two and he was hoping they would work it out. And then that disappeared from the internet. I had challenged you guys to see if you couldn't find it because the very next day when I was looking for it, it was on major headlines on all these websites and it was gone. And then that day that it was gone is when Justin announced that he is now suing. But it's been very interesting because it's been his lawyer saying that he is suing and basically was saying, you messed with my client and now I'm coming after you. So when we saw the lawsuit for Justin drop, it wasn't a surprise until then you see it's against the New York Times, which means he is not only suing them, he's going to go after Blake. And then he, in one of the documents, disclosed that Ryan Reynolds, in one of their get-togethers for the movie, he went after Justin and was basically like attacking him and being salacious. So I think he's going to end up suing New York Times, Blake Lively, Ryan Reynolds, and I think anyone else that his lawyer can get his hands on. It seems to be an all-out suing everybody, and maybe a money grab then. I don't know. We'll have to go over it more. But I'm going to go ahead and read some of the different papers and documents that have been submitted, or even just his lawyer saying things. So bear with me. But what we see for, let me see if I can move it over for you guys so you can see too. So what we see for the, there we go. Okay. What we see for the Justin lawsuit when it comes to the New York Times, he is suing for $250 million, which my mind, I was like, what is happening? That's huge. That's a huge amount. And considering it's not even really for, it's not going straight against Blake Lively. But he feels like they picked up the story, they shouldn't have done that, and therefore gave them more power with what they're going for. So they're suing 250. It's going to be crazy to see the number that he comes up with when it comes to actually suing Blake and Ryan, assuming that those two things are coming. Let me read you a little bit of this. I just grabbed a couple of them that were good snapshots of what's happening. New York Times for 250, Baldoni and group of 9 other plaintiffs, including publicists Melissa Nathan and Jennifer Abel, who are producers. Those are all people that are liable, false light invasion of privacy. This is all going to Blake. So we don't know if she's suing everybody. We knew Sony and we knew Justin, but they're listing more people that it potentially could be. I'll hop over here. Yeah. So in his lawyer's written statement to everybody, he was saying that the public is going to be shocked when they actually see and get to hear how Blake was. And it's going to be interesting if they're going to be able to pull anybody who was a witness for that, because I'm assuming Justin's going to be pulling witnesses too. There were all these people around them for the making of this movie beforehand, during, and after. But there are specific things that have come out now. And we know that Blake, in her lawsuit, says that Justin was going around trying to find out how much she weighs. From her personal trainer, who says that Justin was asking. So for her to know all of this, that means there are very specific people who went and told her. So seemingly she's going to have a lot of witnesses. And also some of these messages that we do know of that are supposed to be with this PR team that he hired to ruin Blake, essentially, allegedly. But there was a lot of leaked information with that, text messages, emails, and that came out when Blake initially put her stuff out. So who in that realm, if that is true, who in that realm got that information and got it to Blake? It's going to be very interesting, because either there are people who are giving her the information, or she's going to have to prove her case significantly better because she would have lied about those people giving those things to her, because otherwise she had no other access to it. Let me see if this talked a little bit more about what the lawyer was saying. Yeah, pursuant of truth and the fact checking of these texts. So that's what he's saying is essentially what I was saying, that yeah, there's text messages and there's emails, but it doesn't mean that it's true yet. You know, that will come later. And as I said previously, I am crossing my fingers that this goes to trial, just for the fact of, you know, this brings in a lot of different people. Obviously, it brings in actors and actresses, but this is also Sony, New York Times. We don't know how much bigger this is actually going to get. And it would be nice for the public to be able to know who has been doing shady work, so they don't have to put more money towards a company that they don't want to support. So hopefully it does do that and there isn't some settlement, but it seems like that wouldn't happen. It seems like these are all big lawsuits. Both of them aren't afraid now of filing these different suits. So I think that we're going to get to hear a lot more, and hopefully in court in a trial. I've been missing all of the different trials this last week and a half, and I'm so excited for next week to get back to some normalcy. Let me see if there's anything else from this article. Yeah, I'll read this part too. While Baldoni prepares to file legal actions on his side, Lively is still dealing with the consequences of coming forward. Blake, along with her team, have been working on this lawsuit for months. It's truly been so ugly for her and insanely stressful. She's never dealt with anything like this before, which will be interesting, because if she's going to add that on into some of the trauma of what he has caused her, allegedly, she most likely is going to be going for a lot more money than whatever it is that she's planning on going for. We still don't have that answer. And obviously then that will be like lawyer and court fees and things like that. But yeah, that all can pile on top of it all if she's going to say, oh, now he's doing this, and it's just dragging her name through the mud even more. It's going to be really interesting. And his lawyer is somebody that I hope we get to know a little bit more about. He seems like, I hate to say it, a money grabber. Hopefully he's not just that, and he's going to actually like go after lawsuits that are, you know, plausible. So far, I'm a little bit sketchy on him, but he does seem like he's a fighter and he's not going to let anything slide. So it's going to be interesting the next couple of weeks. I wanted to get on here, talk about the 250. I will let you know when we know how much they will be going for and who else Justin will soon probably be suing as well. So maybe this the PR firm that he hired, supposedly, you know, if there's anything going on with that, maybe he'll sue them. So it'll be interesting. All right, I'm going to be on here. I'm doing probably another live or two. I feel like I have slowed down the last couple days. There's not been too much information to keep up with, but enough. So you'll see me back on here later. All right, thank you for watching.